The Central Bank of Nigeria said it is giving a one-year moratorium on all principal repayments for COVID-19 intervention loans through its participating other financial institutions with effect from March 1st, 2020. It also stated that as part of its continued efforts to mitigate the impact of coronavirus on households, businesses and regulated institutions, it has reduced interest rates on its facilities through the participating OFIs from 9% to 5% per annum for 1 year. According to the circular, the OFIs have also been granted leave to consider temporary and time-limited restructuring of the tenor and loan terms for households and businesses affected by COVID-19. Director of Corporate Communications at the CBN, Isaac Okorafor, said the management's approval for the restructuring of credit facilities is in line with the bank's desire to alleviate strain on household businesses and regulated institutions triggered by the lockdown due to COVID-19. The Monetary Policy Committee meeting of the Central Bank of Nigeria is ongoing. They've been rounding up at the moment. Economic watchers are looking up to the Apex Bank to set a new benchmark rate as a result of the coronavirus pandemic, which has crippled economic activities in the last few months. CBN at its last meeting retained MPR at 13.5% while keeping other parameters unchanged. Chief Executive Officer of Cowrie Assets Limited, Mr. Justin Chukwu, joins me now via Skype to quickly look at the possible outcome of this meeting. Mr. Johnson, it's great to have you join us on the show.
Thank you, Tolu, for having me. Good day.
Yes, the CBN governor is reeling out all of this, and a lot has been touched. The real state of the economy, what we face globally, a lot of issues are affecting them. What decisions, what do you think would happen at the end of this meeting today?
Well, I think from what the preamble the CBN governor has established, the national economy, the Nigerian economy, just like the global economy, is still uncertain. And that's such an uncertain environment is likely to tighten the monetary policy, the key policies. So I think what has happened in other countries is that most countries have been really to flow into the economy. But unfortunately, our challenge is that if we try to loosen now, we're going to have FX pressure, we're going to have 12.34%. So I think the central bank would be in a difficult situation to either loosen or to tighten. By maintaining rates at the current levels. But if I was to advise them, I would actually say that they need to adjust one of the parameters, which is 10.5% is too high. It's denying the bank the ability to continue to do business. So I think that aspect they should adjust. But from the preamble, I doubt if they will touch any of the key interest rates.
Well, so we're having a little challenge with the audio, a little technical issue there, but I think with the network and all of that. But also, in all of this, you're saying that there might not be any shift in any of the parameters as we look at this meeting rounding up very shortly.
Yes, so I believe they won't adjust the rates levels. Cash reserve ratio at 7.5%, liquidity ratio at 30%. I want to believe that, given the concerns about the economy, the most appropriate decision they will take is to keep rates at current levels. All
right. Now, all the efforts by the Apex Bank now to help stabilize the economy, even trying to reach out almost to the Association of British Young Operators to make sure FX is available and to actually dampen all of the fears that there might be a hike in the forex market. How well would you assess all of this, Mr. Johnson, very briefly, as we round up this?
I think the good thing that the central bank has going for it is that we are seeing an uptick, which will enhance the CBN capacity to intervene in the FX market. Beyond that, the rest would have been rhetorics. But with improved liquidity, the price of crude, the central bank may likely keep to its words to supply that market, and that will.
All right, Mr. Johnson Chukwu, thank you very much for your time.